What's next?
All right, next email is from Jean Naguit, or Jean Naguit. I was wondering if you had a chance to see the new Russian trailer for Captain Marvel. I know what it is specifically, but it just feels like it has more umph to it than the English trailer did. Just felt more exciting to me. Also, the big thing is that they show the pager. So what do you think of the trailer, and why does this one feel better than the others? Thanks.
You know what's funny? I believe it's Jean. But then again,
Jean
I'm Canadian,
Naguit.
so I'm thinking Jean.
Right.
I think it's
And you know what's funny? I just realized, I know it's the last name's pronounced Naguit, because in my school, I had people in my school with the last name Naguit. But I believe the guy I knew in school is actually named was Jean Naguit. I wonder if this is the same guy writing it. I don't know. Anyway, just an epiphany hit me right there that nobody cares about. So I first heard about this particular Russian trailer from this email. I saw this email. I'm like, oh, what is this? And then I went and looked it up. And first of all, it should be said, we have had a glimpse of the trailer before. We have a trailer, the pager. We have had a glimpse of the pager before. There was an earlier teaser trailer that said, you just saw a pager said target in sight or target acquired. That was it. But it was very quick. This Russian trailer does seem to put a lot of emphasis on the pager. There's like 4 or 5 shots of them being very, where it's like the pager is the MacGuffin of the trailer.
Right, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that is the first time, and I think that is very intentional that they're trying to play up a tie to Infinity War. I think that's what they're going to try to work into. Maybe they're just going to start with the pager on that.
Right.
It's a possibility, right? As far as the excitement level of it goes, I'm actually in complete agreement with you. There was something about this trailer, and Rob, I was mentioning this to you before we started the show. It just felt like this was a trailer, had more, I like the way he put it, umph.
Right.
I felt like it had more energy. There was something a little bit more dynamic about it, despite the fact that I didn't know what the hell they were saying, except for Kapitan Mar-vell in Russian, whatever that was. I mean, that was great. And it just felt, now you had an observation about that, though.
Well, I mean, to me, look, it's a TV spot, and it was cut much quicker. You know, there isn't a lot of, you don't see flashbacks to her previous life as a fighter pilot, as a little girl. You know, it shows you the pager so immediately. I was like this Pavlovian response, like a dog going, oh, give me something, it's Infinity War. You know, it was like that. So you're immediately like, oh my God. So you have that, because they really haven't done that. They've certainly not milked it in the other trailers.
No, they certainly have not.
And,
Not yet.
and it's like, leave it to the Russians to spoil all the fun. No, I thought that, look, how interesting is it that we know that that's a big deal now? I mean, it made me more excited for Captain Marvel. I'm like, okay, we're going to find out stuff in this movie. I think there's going to be some stuff that we have no idea that we're going to learn about what happens or what happened in Infinity War in this movie. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I if you had told me yesterday, you're going to watch a Russian version of the trailer later, it's going to have a few more action beats, and they're going to show the pager a little bit more, I would have said, who cares? Right. But then I watched it, and it was like, no, it did have an effect on me.
Right.
Like, I don't know why. I can't quantify it. I can't justify it. But watching it and just seeing them putting so much focus and emphasis on the page, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a tie-in to Infinity War. And for whatever reason, it did heighten my anticipation level. It shouldn't have. In theory, it shouldn't have, but I got to admit it did.
I mean, I just think it's funny that, you know, pagers that were a staple of like Miami Vice, when you tried to get a hold of your drug dealer in Miami in the 80s, never has a pager been so important as a plot point to a movie.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.